Hi everybody, Jo here again. How are you doing? I hope you've had a lovely weekend and a lovely Christmas. Today I'm not going to tax us, it's just a nice simple little design, and I'm coming in with a design that's fabulous for thank you cards. I need to make a few, so do you know what? I thought we could make a couple together. And this is the design I've come up with. And perfect for the smaller cards, the A6 type of cards. So I'm going to use this size of Lavinia Multifarious, and it's the B7. It's a lovely, lovely size, and it goes on A6 card blanks beautifully. Now, as always, you can use it landscape or portrait. Totally up to you. I'm going for portrait, and I'm just going for a lovely, simple, fabulous floral design. Now, we've also got lots of foliage stamps. So if you like this, but it's for, say, a male friend who you want to do a thank you card or a get well card, as I say, maybe a leaf, a foliage stamp, and you can do exactly the same. And obviously you can change the colours up, maybe some browns, some oranges. You choose what you want to use. And again, that's the beauty of being when we're designing our own cards and making them. The choice is ours. So a simple-ish design, and especially if you're one of our new friends and followers, recently, it's been overwhelming the number of new friends and followers we've got. So welcome, thank you, come on in, take your coat off, grab a pew, I'll make you brew, get your cheeky biscuit out of the biscuit tin. Although I have to say, I think I've eaten too many cheeky biscuits recently, but that's another story. So I'm going to come in, I went for a floral stamp, and because I need a few thank you cards, I've looked for a stamp that's a large stamp, so it's really good for batch card making this. It would make a lovely, if you need to make some invitations, say even for a summer party or a drinks evening or book club. I mean, look at that. You could turn this into an invitation, and as I say, perfect for batch card making. And there's quite a few stamps that fit this bill, so have a look. It's a good time, have a rummage through your stamps. VersaFine Clair, our permanent ink, and I'm coming in with the Nocturne, the black. But you could use one of your coloured inks, and again, just experiment, have fun. Maybe make the design 3 or 4 times using a different colour each time. Now, I'm going to stamp the design across the page, and I'm just going to come with this bit right at the top. Now, it might be you could stamp it lower so you get this lovely stem part. I want to avoid the stem part, but that looks lovely with a bow on it. I'm thinking about postage. I want these to be nice and thin. I don't know about you, but our postage seems horrendous. So if you're going to hand give them, or you're okay with postage, maybe stamp this bit and add a bow. It looks lovely. But also, the reason I want to do this is I want to leave space down here for my sentiments. And I've gone for Just For You. Again, ideal card to make if you've got a bit of time on your hands, or you just fancy a bit of nice, easy, gentle crafting. But you can use it for, you could even leave this without a sentiment and then add a sentiment. Maybe it could be for a birthday. The heartfelt verses look we've got on here with love. So again, that would fit beautifully. Just for you, birthday wishes, and there's even with love and sympathy. Dreadful cards to make, I know, but unfortunately we all need to make them at times. You could stamp this, stamp that there, and add a grey, just the moon with a little bit of grey ink, the graphite ink around it, and that would fit the bill. So it is just such a lovely design. But I've gone for the Just For You because, again, I think that's a nice generic sentiment. Sticking with the black, and I just want to pop it, obviously not upside down, just here. And I think your eye follows that line there, so it just looks nice. Now, going to give that a blot. If you knew, you'll get sick of me saying this, I'm sorry. Your VersaFine Clay, it's a slow drying ink, so it's always best to blot your work. And then, because you don't want to smudge this. This decoupage is beautifully, so if you want to do some decoupaging, it's a lovely design to decoupage. I'm not, as I say, I'm thinking we've got quite a few of these to make. So I'm coming in with the Elements, dye-based ink, perfect for backgrounds. Blue Atoll is my choice today. And I've gone for our large stencil brush, the number 9. And I turn my work upside down. I just find it better when I'm using one of our acetate circle masks. So always ink up and then blend in the lid. It just minimises, and try not to dab like this. Try to actually blend. And then I'm just going to take, I've got quite a lot of ink on this. I'm going to take a little bit off on the mask and then just gently, so it's just very much a tickle, and I'm going to come round and just tickle all the way around, and I'm going over the flowers, that's fine. And then I'm just going to follow, I'm just going to put the lid on that because I don't need any more ink, but I'm just going to follow the flowers down. And then as I've got less ink, and it's very much a tickle, a nice light, don't hold it too heavy, I'm just going to gently, just nice and gentle now on this edge, just a tickle. And what it does is if you do that, it softens that edge. So this edge here isn't as harsh, you get that nice blend. Now, as always, I like to give these a wipe just with a damp cloth and then dry it with a clean cloth or a dirty cloth. No, it is clean, honestly. It's just not as white as it used to be. This then goes away. Now, if you knew, I put a little dot of Posca, let it dry. I find it easy to find it when I put it on my mat look, or if I drop it on the floor, or if I'm at a workshop. You know, it's easy to just go, oh, that's my circle mask. I'm a yellow dot. You know, these things really help. So to add some colour, now again, you could spend your time with your modulars, pencils and colour it beautifully. You can decoupage it, but just for today, I'm coming in with our Clean Colour pens. Now these are your brush markers, the water-based, and the colours I've gone for number 34 dull blue and 803 English lavender. And all I'm going to do, and my suggestion is lean on a piece of kitchen roll, just in case you've got any ink on here. And the lighter colour, I'm just going to, the brush nib is beautiful, and I'm going to sort of colour quite a bit of the petals. And again, for me, I'll just colour a few. Working my way down. Now again, you could spend longer doing this. And then look at that, the beautiful. Although the brush and you can cover quite a large area, you can also get fine marks. So where we've got the lovely lines, where trace is drawn on the petals, look, I can come in and just add a little bit more detail. And as I say, for a quick colouring, it's nice and effective. So again, and I'm working my way this way. And I know you always think, Jo, that's obvious, but it is funny. The number of times at workshops I say something that's obvious, and there's usually somebody who says, do you know, I never even thought of that. We're all the same, aren't we? It's lovely to get a nice little tip. So again, now as I say, this would be beautiful in different colours. I mean, you could even colour the flowers all different colours. But I think you could make batch card make. I mean, what about making a gift for a friend and making some notelets? You could make, say, 4 in different colours, maybe a blue, purple, brown with vintage, orange, pink. And look at that, although it's quick colouring, it just, and if you want to blend, these colours blend beautiful. If you just want to add a little bit more, again, you can take your time. Now I'm just going to put the lids on. That's my blue lid, and that's my lilac-y lid. Now, because this is a dye-based ink, it reacts with water. I've got my fan brush in my water pot, so I'm going to give it a bit of a bash. Just tap it slightly on the side of my water pot. And then I'm going to come in and just add some little water specks just where we've got that ink. And if I want a few more, I can just add with the side of my brush, look, just add a few more. And what this does is it faux bleaches. So because the blue ink is water reactive, it's going to react with that water, and the water almost sucks the colour out. So it does a thing called faux bleaching. So it will be the same as actually putting bleach on your card, but we don't want to put bleach. We don't want to use bleach, do we? And what it does is it lifts that colour, and it just gives a nice effect in that background. Just a little bit of extra interest. I mean, if you wanted, you could stamp a background stamp, maybe one of your sentiment stamps, go for a nice light colour, maybe Arctic or second generation, and add a little bit of script if you wanted. For me, I just like the faux bleaching. Now, you can let this dry, but I'm just going to come in with my kitchen roll and have a look. Oh yes, that's enough. So I'm actually going to dry mine with my kitchen roll because I'm happy the longer you leave it, almost the whiter it will be. And if you look at that. And I think that's so effective. Last little tip, I'm just going to come in with my mangaka. And this is a beautiful white, a really good white pen. Give it a shake. Anything with a ball bearing in like this needs a little shake before we start. And I'm just going to add one little dot into the centre. Now again, you could use liquid pearls, the dimensional, that would look lovely. I want mine to give out now, so the liquid pearls sort of takes overnight to dry, just like the stickles. So I'm going for my mangaka so I can make this into a card straight away. But look at that. So pretty, so quick. Let's just wipe that ink up off there. Keep it all nice and clean and tidy. You know, January is a good time to tidy your craft room. Dare I say that? You see, I've said it out loud. That means I'm going to have to do it as well. So I hope you have a go at making some lovely little thank you cards, or, as I say, some notelets, ready for the rest of this lovely year ahead. Can't wait till next year. Do you know what? Got so many exciting things planned. Anyway, enough said. Zip. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You take care. I'll see you again tomorrow. Much love and hugs from me. Bye for now.